Well, hello from Scotland. Now, you usually see shelves full of books of a lifetime on them. Books shape us, but today I've selected just one page that changed my life. 50 years ago, I was a baby psychiatrist. I thought people's problems were individual and caused by their past, by biology or life. I thought you couldn't solve problems without pinning the past down. That changed forever with this book, and it's called Change. That picture on the wall from the book, for 50 years, it served me well. The caption says, "Two sailors frantically steadying a steady boat." It's an example of a problem pattern called more of the same. In this case, the sailors' solutions are the problem. They need to stop and do something different, but they just cannot see or do that. Each blames the other and keeps on doing more of the same. I have to keep bending over backwards or we'll all go under. So does this remind you of human problems we know? Wars, polarized politics, on social media. It reminds us of troubled, separated families, adversarial courts, polarized helpers, activists and campaigns. The boat is the child in the middle. Now, everyone may actually want the same thing, a steady boat, a happy child, but it feels like a matter of life and death, so it goes on and on. It's rare for problems to be caused purely by poor solutions like this one is. But the sailors teach us that we must root out bad solutions, that people and their solutions can be the problem, and that working together to create future solutions, good causes to follow, is as important as understanding a problem's past causes. Stopping problems happening at all in future is prevention, and prevention is best. But it means we need to stop doing more of the same now, which is easy to say, and it's not easy to do. Clever human beings can be stupid about doing something different. Take me as an example. I have some secrets to confess. Lucky people like me bring our best abilities to train in the helping professions. Already top of the class at school, and whether for love or just money and fame, years of essential training and status go to our heads. Rewarded by career and institution, tunnel vision grows into conceit. Confession number one is a trade secret. A profession ties us loyally into a reactive box for life. The job is to sort out designated problems really well, but not so well as to lose clients. Promote the profession and it rewards us. Get too clever, prevent problems happening, for example, and you won't be popular. Naturally, problem sufferers, our clients, are also reactive and problem-focused. More of the same is a very common pattern. John solves his stress by drink, Jane by postponing things, but alcohol and mañana makes things worse. Within our professional contract, we know our competence, but we tend to think we know about everything else too. And this overconfidence effect means mistakes happen. Our good intentions blind us. By doing more of the same instead of something different, we grow problems, not solve them. In my long career from medical school to the multidisciplines of child and family psychiatry and therapy, I became a genuine expert in many things. And I was not a yes man. All the time I questioned, published, and campaigned about things I thought were missing. Academics grow up thinking that a published article is how to change the world. Confession number two, I published many world-shattering innovations that sank without trace. Confession number 3. Only recently, in 2020, did I fully realize what effective world-changing campaigning really takes. Even when you're fully qualified, there's loads of new things to keep learning. Back then, we learned new diagnoses about newly uncovered abuses, incredible domestic child and sexual abuse. We felt we could leave the risky bits, in those cases, to social service. We trusted they knew what they were doing. And we saw troubled children of separated families, of course. And we felt we could leave those cases to family law and courts. We trusted they knew what they were doing. Confession number 4. With heavy workloads and thinking we knew best, we didn't take our duty of care seriously enough. It suited us to not know too much of what was going on in other sectors. Confession number 5, leaving family law alone meant we never saw the harm, never saw it was the wrong system for helping children of separated families. We never criticized its inherently child-ignorant, belated, slow, inefficient, inaccessible, uncompassionate, scary, paralyzing, gaming, weaponizing, adversarial, polarizing, anti-teaming up, evidence and outcome blind, unfair, costly, inconsequential, immutable ways. We thought the law of the land was above criticism, that they'd have the features of a community service and a qualified helping profession like ours did. Much later, I learned they do not. Many legals, of course, try really hard, but the system they work in is wrong. Once, a senior judge interrupted me. "Help, Dr. Child, help. The legal system applies the law justly. It's not there to help anyone." And that's the truth. A legal training, profession, and system certainly do not make for a helping profession. As emancipation exploded in those years, we were bowled over by new ideology and evidence about gender, abuse, and coercive control. I wrote about it. In general, I'm sure we were doing great work, but confession number 6, in looking after abused women and children better, we forgot about men, about the importance of fathers to their children, and about wider family too. We all became too enthusiastic about the new gender-based ideology. Confession number 7. And we were all utterly scornful of a new ridiculous American label, parental alienation syndrome. Okay, I've got one more confession to come, but meanwhile, let's go back to the future. The sailors show us that the wrong solution can be the problem, that we can make the future change by changing our solutions now, and that we can solve problems before they happen, that planning for the future is to make history now. So, relax. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes, if you will. Come with me on a journey, a miracle of time travel. Imagine when you go to sleep tonight, that when you wake up tomorrow, you find yourself 50 years into the future in the world of 2071. And you find that the problems that face us now, separating families and their helpers, these problems are all gone. They're solved. Of course they're gone. It's 50 years from now. We can hardly bear one more year of this. Keep your eyes closed. What does 2071 look like? What would a video on your iPhone 50 beam back to 2021 and show us of your first day in the future? How do you know it's all changed? for separating families. Online, it's hard to share what everyone's found. So eyes still closed, I'll share what 2071 looks like to me. And I think we all want this kind of future. On my iPhone 50, I've got video of what people said. First thing they tell us is that severe troubles after family separation just do not happen in 2071. And family law? I don't know what you're talking about, they say. Describe 2021 and they roar with laughter. Who the hell thought that one up, they ask. Adversarial family law is a solution for adversarial family troubles with kids in the middle. That's the worst imaginable solution there is. So we want to know what happens in 2071. Well, as for any human trouble, they say, everyone learns at home and school how to bring up kids and cope with family conflict and separating. Everyone knows to keep children's family ties safe above all. Of course, families can have difficulties and there's effective early help for them. Some who know the history explain the details. We don't use simplistic labels. We avoid fights so we don't need weapons. When assessment and help is needed, it's compassionate and customized for each family with complex approaches based in relationship science for a complex situation. Protecting children's family ties is universal, they tell us. Just like everyone wants children to be educated, clean their teeth, and be safe on the roads. Everyone makes sure it happens, everyone. Change began back in the 2020s, they tell us. People at last thought of prevention. Apparently 2 sailors helped out. People realized that the wrong systems had to be replaced by education, by early support and accessible services. How did people not see that earlier? Okay, everyone, I think we've heard enough. We're ready for the time machine to bring us back to 2021. As you arrive back, gently open your eyes. Don't be sad, look around. We all know the work we need to do now. So, back in the 1970s, these sailors changed my future. And they can make history for us now. Keep the picture in mind to remind you to stop doing more of the same and to build new solutions for future families. To encourage you, my final confession is about how long and hard that change can be. A dozen years ago, a client knew to send in advance a textbook about parental alienation. Now, when a client has to teach a professional, you know something is very wrong. And I've worked hard since then on many things I didn't know. Confession number 8. It still took me another 10 years to discover all these solutions. Simplistic labels polarize, they make bad things worse. Ordinary language engages everyone. Complex relational understanding helps best in each case. Family law is the wrong system for this job. It is wrong, whatever the worthy efforts of a few legal people. Sufferers and helpers should never have to be superheroes. Culture change since emancipation brought unintended consequences, and the right systems to build now are awareness, education, health, social, and policy. There are no simple shortcuts for culture changing campaigns. Random activists' efforts and websites do not change the world. Powerfully ingrained beliefs resist anything that doesn't fit. We need to wake up from this nightmare, since anything else just keeps it going. Proactive upstream prevention revives a positive and family focus for our kids. Effective campaigning is a professional campaigner's job, not an amateur or an academic's one. Helpers and sufferers lock on to their downstream problems. To stop doing more of the same can mean for them that they face real grief for a lost cause. But it's worth doing to win the bigger cause another way. So I have confessed how hard change has been for me. With the help of the sailors and some time traveling, I hope I've persuaded you that we need to change our solutions. That the sooner we make history now, the sooner future children of separating families can safely keep their family ties. For them, what we do now is really urgent. So what can you do? The international organization that has put all these solutions together and is making history now is the Two Wishes Foundation. Join in today, and I'll see you again there.